What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crown Stag Voiceover. My name is Neil Glasgow. So, in this week's video, I have a story to tell and an apology to make. So, with that in mind, let's get into it. So, the reason I wanted to make this particular video was all about the concept, the mindset of Fomo. And if you're not familiar with that term, it essentially stands for the fear of missing out. And it happens to the best of us. It happens to me all the time. Now, I made a video a couple of weeks ago and talked about one of the big concerns about being in voiceover is that element of always being on call. So, this weekend, just past, my wife and we drove down to the south coast, about a 3.5-hour drive to see some friends, have a bit of a party. Nice, lovely things. And almost as if the universe was mocking me, within those 3 hours of me leaving the house and arriving in Southampton, I got through nearly £1,000 worth of requests for, immediate emergency work. And it was a really stressful thing for me because I'm like, I didn't bring any of my gear. I purposefully didn't bring any of my gear. If only I'd left 10 minutes later, if only I'd done whatever it was. I had so many things in my head going, that's money left on the table. Oh, God, I'm so annoyed, blah, 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 blah. Right? It was a real stressor for me. It was a different stressor for my wife because she was just, just come away, just relax, stop looking at your emails, all that stuff. That's a really poor habit of mine. And I wanted to sort of bring it up in the video because even now, several years in, a decade in for myself, I still have that fear of missing out. I still have that mindset that if I'm not doing it, if I'm not available all the time, it's money left on the table and that, there's bills to pay. And I've still got that mindset of someone who doesn't have money coming in, that doesn't have regular clients. I've still got that, as they used to call it when I started in work, being hungry. It's utter crap, okay? So that's the beginning of the story. The middle part of the story actually goes back to when I was in the corporate world. And I was working in project management and sales and all sorts of other stuff. And, I got to a level in my career where I had a team that was working behind me. And I got to a point where, I had the type of business exposure where, say you had a 9-to-5 job, wasn't really 9 to 5. It was 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. And if you left before 7 p.m., problems. All this crap that came out of that era of being in business. But unfortunately for me, those scars, those habits run deep. So I've said it in videos before where, I've been in the booth 10 minutes after being awake. When I got back from Southampton on Sunday after a 3-hour drive, I was back in here in about 10 minutes and in my own head managed to rescue some of that work that I didn't have, that wasn't mine, but I rescued it. Again, bad terminology. But when I was working in the corporate world, as I say, I had this team behind me and I was always very clear not to replicate the culture that I had grown up with, that I had been taught to, work harder the whole time. But that also meant that I still used to arrive in the office at 7 a.m. and crack on and do my work and work through my lunch hour and all that corporate stuff. And with my team, I was always, as I say, very careful not to replicate that. But it got to the point where I would turn up at 7 a.m. and so would my team. And I had a conversation with my team one day and I said, look, guys, I don't need you here. Why are you here at this point? You're 9 to 5. Come and do your 9 to 5. Please take your breaks, all that stuff. And they said to me, well, we're just replicating you. We're just following you. And that really really kind of hit home for me, really kind of hurt, because I realised that I've said all these lovely things that, please take your breaks, please only work your hours, all that stuff, but I had demonstrated a working culture that my team were trying to emulate because they wanted to, have a similar career path, whatever that might be. And that's what brings me to my apology. Because I've talked in more than one video, and I've spoken with my students on Sunday and got their views on this as well, and actually I seem to be repeating an old pattern. So if I have, this is where my apology comes in. I've talked about the hours that I've done in voiceover in some of my videos, 14, 15, 16-hour days. Always doing your marketing every day. If you're not doing X, Y, Z, you're not going to get to a certain level. And I realised that has worked for me. It is a culture that I don't want to say is the only route to success, because it's certainly not. But with this platform that I have, and at this point I think I've got about 1,800 subscribers, but the reality is this channel gets over 10,000 views every month. So for those 10,000 people, this job is very hard. I make no apologies for how difficult I try to outline that this job is. And to be successful takes work and dedication. But doing things exactly my way with the hours that I do and that fear of missing out, that's the big thing. I don't want to give you any more pressures in doing this job by replicating everything that I do. I am a moderately successful voiceover voice actor. I've done animation, I've done video games, TV stuff. The bulk of my work is corporate or radio or adverts, that sort of stuff. Marketing, advertising, that's the bulk of what I do. And my way is a way that works for me. But I don't want to give that added pressure or anguish to someone who's trying to break into this career. And most of you who watch this channel are new to the industry and are trying to get your feet under the table. And me giving you my viewpoints on stuff is what this channel is about, and it's what I will continue to do. But I don't want to replicate the approach that I have with you guys, because ultimately I've said in a couple of videos, my Fomo and my always on call is the bane of my partner's life. And you don't need that in your lives, really. So that's it. That's I'm sorry. If I've given anyone that impression that it's the only way and the only route to market, it's really not. So yeah, from me to you, sincerely, I apologise. And that's it. That's my video this week. If you've liked it at all, feel a bit sorry, whatever, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And it has been mentioned to me, and I am looking into it. I've got the app. I'm going to do all the bits, but I will set up a Discord channel for voiceover tips and voiceover advice. I will put it out on the channel's notification, so everyone who's a subscriber will get the notification of that. But I'll try putting it into a lot of the descriptions in the videos going forward. And remember, you can be better than me, and you can be a voiceover artist. I'll see you in the next video.